Hello and welcome to another, the 11th, I believe, Verona faction turn. Hi, friends. So this whole turn and the turn preceding it, to be perfectly honest, have been like a little more stressful than usual. And not because the turn itself has been particularly bananas, but because the last two turns I have been in a dramatically different time zone than usual. And I feel like I've gotten a really good handle now on what it's like to be in Europe or in Asia and having all of the like content creators and stuff put up their schedule in the wrong time zone. Like, I get it now, where like I set the time of this stream, right? I was like, this stream is going to be on the 30th at 10 a.m. Pacific. And then I'm in Poland and I'm getting messages and I'm like, did we do it? Is it on time? Did I miss something? Oh God help me. So I feel for you, Europe, Asia, honestly, even people who are in like the middle of America, like even a couple of hours can really screw you up. So thank you everybody for your patience as usual. Thank you to the reps for being cool and great, and for understanding that sometimes I am spending the last week of the month away. But I hope that I was able to respond to everybody in time. We got all of our orders in on time, and everything is settled. So we're ready. We're ready for the next faction turn. So this faction turn, this Verona faction turn, is turn number 11. It is April of 2019, which means that next turn will be turn 12, which means upon the completion of the next turn, and we'll talk about this a little more, on the completion of the next turn, going into turn 13, we will have a new ruler of the Empire of Acheron Rho. Who will it be? What house will reign supreme? I feel like the guy from Iron Chef. So the secret ingredient is intrigue. So yeah, will it be the noble house Triangulum? Will it be House Fornax? Will it be House Crux? Who knows who will be? Maybe it'll be nobody. Maybe we're going to turn into a weird theocracy. I don't know. We're going to find out. So we'll talk a little bit at the end, but basically I need all of I basically need all of the various houses to have their reps as part of their order submission. Let me know who you are laying in your vote for, and then whoever has the most votes, whichever house has the most votes, they will ascend to the glorious seat of empire. And once again, Acheron Rho will have an emperor. Or not, or maybe none of you will be able to agree. Maybe no one will get enough votes to win, and we'll end up with a theocracy. We'll end up with the church in charge. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, your votes will be due as part of your turn 12 orders, so that I can announce at the end of turn 12, and we can spend the month between turn 12 and turn 13 installing the new emperor, or resolving a second round of votes. This may take several months if we don't come to a clear and solid leader by the end of that turn. So that should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Should be interesting. I'm almost more invested now in the like lore and the moment to moment stuff that happens in the faction turn than I was before. Like, I was pretty damn invested before, but now I am especially invested, because I'm creating a brand new campaign, and that campaign will likely take place at the beginning of, or certainly closer to, the faction turn in time. So I'm building a campaign for the second series of Verona, based entirely on basically what's happened recently in the faction turn. So that'll be super cool. It'll be a nice way for us to do a jump forward. Maybe it'll start with the new emperor. Who knows? The universe is a very different place than it was when we started. And that is definitely a product of the Verona faction turn. So let's take a look. Let's do the turn, shall we? Let's get that spreadsheet going. So let's take a look at who's going to start us off for this month's faction orders. And it looks to me to be the fine folks of House Lyra. So the House of Lyra is going to get us, they're going to get us started. They were number 3 last turn. So let's start, as we do, with that most exciting of basic maths, giving them some income. So House Lyra has, and I checked this, House Lyra has 1 party machine, which gives them an income of 2, plus 1 more to bring them up to 20. Right? They begin their balance with 20. And then they're going to declare a goal, which they are entitled to do when they don't have one. So their goal is going to be expand influence. Now, when someone sets an expand influence, can you guess what their action might be? So we have an expand influence goal from House Lyra, and I think they're going to expand their influence. So let's go ahead and make a note of what they're doing here. So let's go set goal, expand influence, and then action, expand that influence. All right. Command confluence. All right, so they're going to expand their influence, but before they do that, they've got some smugglers to move. So they're going to move their House Lyra smugglers from Orpheus to Yanarazzo. Yanarazzo, eh? All right, let's do that. So that costs them 1 cred. All right, and then House Lyra, here we go, has some snugglers that move from Orpheus to Yanarazzo. What do we know about Yanarazzo? I don't think we have anyone. I think they're the sole, in fact, I know that they're the sole operators on that planet. Is this the zombie planet? Let me take a look. Yanarazzo, what is your deal? Planets? Planets, here we go. Holy hell. Yanarazzo, let's see, TL4+. Ooh, that's exciting. That's kind of cool. I don't think we've decided what Yanarazzo's like tech level plus is. That's kind of cool. And then urbanized surface and zombies. Some disease, alien artifact, or crazed local practice produces men and women with habits similar to those of murderous cannibal undead. Cool. Good. Look how close it is to Prime, too. Just like the Prime core is not far from, yeah, so that's good. That's fine. Cool. Okay. All right. Urbanized surface, hundreds of millions of inhabitants. I mean, they're not all crazed murderous cannibals, but yeah, we'll figure it out. All right. So Yanarazzo, they moved their smugglers there, which is now their, I believe they're, like I said, they're the only ones on Yanarazzo. Let's see here. Yeah, in the Tavralar system. Okay, good. And then they're going to adjust that by paying 1 more faction credit to build a base of influence there. Now there's nobody here but us zombies, so there's no one to oppose them. So they pay their fact cred, build 1 HP. I mean, you know, who knew that the House of Lyra were going to become the Necrons of this? No, bad. No Warhammer references. Bad, Adam. You can tell I've been in Poland. I don't know if you know this. Poland loves a Warhammer. All right, so build 1 HP, base of influence on Yanarazzo. Okay. And that costs 1 faction credit. All right, which means goal resolved. And they get 1 XP because nobody resists except the dead. So let's add that asset in here. This is a House Lyra. Here we go. Base of influence with 1 hit point on Yanarazzo, which earns them an additional experience point. All right, and resolves that goal. Cool. All right, so give me a new goal next time, House Lyra, if you feel like it. And we'll go from there. House Lyra would like me to read a statement to you. And thus we shall burn with the spirit of the times. Together, all who serve here shall recognize their lofty destiny. We are disturbed at our comrades' failure to rise above narrow interests, alien to the interests of the sector at large. Today, the theater shall play an enormous part in the transformation of the whole of existence. You know, House Lyra, you're reminding me a little bit. What's that? Euthanatos. Euthanatos, the tradition in Mage. That's what that statement reminds me of. Yeah, you're a cool cult, Lyra. It's just interesting saying play an enormous part in the transformation of the whole of existence on the same turn that you seize zombie world. You know, it makes me a little nervous, but I like it. It's a good nervous. It's the kind of fear that I can use. All right. So our second faction coming in number 2 today is the House of Pyxis. So the House of Pyxis would like to let you know that this turn, they are calling this turn a small but meaningful detour. So this is number 2. Their income brings their balance up to 4, I think. I think they're starting off with 1. Now I'm going to remove, at the end of the turn, I'm going to do this now, but we'll talk about this later. I'm removing House Pyxis' Fanatical tag. Now, if they get in any fights this turn, it will still apply. But we'll talk about some tag stuff. There's some shifting of tags going on at the end. So we'll talk about that at the end. So House Pyxis, they will retain their Fanatical tag for the rest of this turn. Remind me if they get in any fights. But we've made some adjustments. So we'll talk about that at the end. So anyway, they are not attacking this turn. So that increases their progress on Peaceable Kingdom to 2. Here we go. And then, oh look, Lodestone has moved. I mean, making this change now isn't because it's Pyxis. They're going to be throwing their stuff around. Pyxis, here to throw our stuff around. So, okay. They're going to use asset ability. All right. And they are going to move some things, and they are going to adjust the universe around them because they're Pyxis, and that's what they like doing. So, first thing we got to do is, I'm going to put a quote around this, move Lodestone to 0904. All right. So I have to make two adjustments here. So Lodestone is in 0904 now. So let's unlock this and very gently move them over. There we go. All right. So now they're neighbors with Phymeet 8, which is a quarantined world with forbidden technology. Good. All right. So they're over here now. This is a great little cluster. Zombie world, quarantined world, and then everybody's favorite space weirdos. That's cute. All right. So they shift over. So everything in that system moves over. So let me adjust that on the sector map. The home system is now 0904. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. 0904. And then the asset tracker all needs to be adjusted so that everything on Lodestone is now 0904. All right. There we go. Okay. The universe has shifted to bend itself around our Pyxis friends, and now we are ready to continue with the turn. So they are going to move their surveyors. Surveyors are capable of moving themselves. So the surveyors move from Lodestone to Jelva to Gleipnir Incorporated. So they're going to go survey the prison world, and we'll talk about prison world when we get to Triangulum's turn. So there we go. Okay. And then they are going to, let me copy this stuff over so I don't have to type it all out by hand. They're going to activate the pre-tech manufactory and activate the post-tech manufactory on Lodestone. So let's see what those do. Also, surveyors don't cost anything to move, right? Yeah, okay. Also, man, Adobe Acrobat, we've talked about this before, but it may well be, despite inventing the PDF, Adobe Acrobat may well be the worst PDF reader that I've ever used. And I don't, like, if you need to edit a PDF, this is like an opposite from sponsored stream. Today's stream brought to you by anything except Adobe Acrobat. If you need to edit a PDF, good to go. If you need to read one, get out of here. All right, so looks like, let's see here, view. I had to reboot it. That's how bad it was. It heard me talking shit, and it was like, please, Adam. All right, so they are surveyors. And the surveyors explore potential presence of the crew. Okay, cool. So as an action, they can be moved. Okay, good. So that's done. And then we got post-tech and pre-tech. So pre-tech manufactory. All right, it'd be good if I spelled it correctly. Pre-tech manufactory, these guys allow you to roll a d8 and gain half that many fact creds, round it up. All right, our first die. So let's see what happens. Roll a d8 and get half that many fact creds. Bloop. Okay, you get 1. I mean, that's not 0. It's not 0. I mean, you couldn't get 0, but hey, it's fine. All right, rolled a 2, gained 1 fact cred. There we go. All right, let us reward them with their faction credit. Okay. And then they are going to post-tech industry. And this one is the D6 one. Okay. All right, so roll a D6. And I'm so sorry. They got a 1. They lose a fact cred. Easy come, easy go. All right. Rolled a 1. Lost a fact. Yep. All right. Easy come, easy go. And the universe is in balance once again. Okay. And then I think that's it. I think they just have a turn statement. So the turn statement from House Pyxis, is: we apologize for any unexpected side effects of Lodestone's activation to citizens of Lodestone. We found a few new buttons, and they seem to be having interesting effects. What's this button? All right, cool. So you had a balance of 4 to begin with. You gained 1, and then you lost the thing. So yeah, there was a button, and they pushed it, and then that was that. Cool. All right. I also, in addition to that turn statement, imagine their representative whistling suspiciously. Good, that's fine. Very innocent. Highly innocent, Pyxis. I feel like if any of the houses were like authored by Douglas Adams, then this would be the one, right? House Pyxis is our kind of like, yeah, you're adorable, Pyxis. Never change. All right, so moving right along. Next up, now things get spicy. We got a little bit of weirdness from House Lyra. We got some moving things around from House Pyxis, some silliness. Now it's getting fired up. So turn 3 belongs to the UPC. All right, so the Unified People's Collective. Here goes for the UPC. So this is gonna take a little bit. Let's see how it goes, and we'll get there. So this is the beginning. The name for this turn is Operation. What do they call it? Iconoclasm. All right. So they have no faction credits to begin with, because they gave them all away to the Deathless. They have an income of, let's see, 4, and then a couple of party machines, I believe. And there we go. Okay. Yep, 2 party machines. All right, so that gives them 6 to begin with. They are going to retain their goal of blood the enemy, and they're going to take the attack action. All right, so attack, and they put it with an exclamation mark. All right, so the attack action, here we go. So the first thing they're gonna do is activate their covert shipping to move some stuff around. Okay, now this move, so this moves something to Hakani. I gotta check on how resisting seizures work, because I missed this when I was going through the turn, and it may affect when we get to Fornax's turn. But I'll finish this turn and we'll look at it when we get there. UPC, if you're still alive when we get to House Fornax's turn, let me know what you want to do with this this demagogue. So, okay, activate covert shipping to move the demagogue from Yakia to Hakani, because originally there was nothing on Hakani. So let's see where we go when we get there. Okay, so they're going to move that demagogue from Yakia to Hakani. All right, and then the next thing they're going to do is begin attacking. Here we go. Now, I assume it's UPC's burden to stop it. Yeah, I think that's right, Paul. I agree. It progresses unless the UPC clears it, and they're doing that anyway. So I'm gonna assume that they got to clear them out. Yeah, you're right. I think that's fine. They got it there. They're doing the fight. I think actually we're okay. I think because the next action continues as go. Yeah, exactly. So it's on them to finish it. It's not gonna slow them down if you got it. Cool. Okay. So good. Crisis averted. Well, crisis averted, except for this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks to resolve. Let's start with the easy one on Hakani. So they are attacking with their demagogue. They move to Hakani, targeting House Fornax. Fornax is going to defend with their monopoly. So Fornax defends with monopoly, and they want to use their full HP monopoly. So that's 10 HP, I think. Let's see how it goes. So our first attack is with a demagogue on Hakani. All right, so this demagogue is a cunning versus cunning attack. Okay, so let's go cunning versus cunning, which is UPC 6 versus Fornax 3. Okay, is it 12 HP? Okay, I mean it doesn't matter. It's the big one. All right, so 6 versus 3 for the roll. And secretive and technical expertise. Okay, so no combat stuff there. And yeah, I'll adjust here so I don't accidentally get confused later, because you never know. Like, keeping good records is important. All right, it's the only thing that matters if you're Gary Gygax. Okay, so where were we here? We're gonna do a 6v3 attack. Okay, all right. So the attack roll is a D10 plus 6. And we got a 12. Okay. And then the defense roll, a D10 plus 3. Ooh, it's a tie. We haven't had a tie in a while. All right, 12 v 12. All right, so we got a tie. And let's see what happens. All right, so this is results in a tie result. So damage and counter damage. So the UPC deals 2d8, and Fornax, what did they say they were blocking with? Their monopoly on Hakani. So 1d6. Okay. All right, so we'll roll the damage here. So 2d8 which is 6 damage. 6 damage. And then 1d6. All right, and 3 counter. All right, so 6 and 3. So drink. All right, 6 damage, 6 attack, 3 counter. All right, and that deals drink. All right, so that deals damage to the Monopoly, which is half of its damage. There we go. This brings it down to 6. And then let me take a look and see if the UPC has any counterattack. 3 damage, which I don't believe is lethal. No, for that demagogue. Okay, so the demagogue is reduced down to 7. All right, so that gives counter or that gives points to these guys. There you go. All right, so UPC, you get 4 out of your 14 points to begin, and that's Hakani. Okay, so that's clear. So now we're gonna jump over. Oh, is it 6, not 4? Oh, okay, that's right. That's right. Because it was 4 points remaining. Yeah, thank you. Math squad doing work. Okay, so on Yakia, so let's take a look. Yakia es ocupado. Right? There's a lot going on here. Many UPC units. We got the House Crux, we got the church, we got the other church, we got the Houses Minor. It's all kinds of chaos. So let's resolve it. Let's see what happens. So the first attack is the Zealots attacking the Houses Minor. So the Houses Minor, their big brother, House Crux. So House Crux defends with saboteurs. Okay. All right. Let me take a quick look here. And there's also, I think there's like two books of secrets on this planet. Yeah. The church has their book and the Houses Minor have their book. So I'm going to take this nice and slow because I have some conditional. The brain computer, the Atom Cobalt brain computer, has a lot of work to do on this turn. So let's take it nice and slow. All right. So Crux defends with saboteurs. Okay, that is certainly possible. Now this is an attack. Zealots against the Houses Minor. Okay. So Zealots are force versus force. Houses Minor has a force of 4. UPC has a force of 5. All right, 5v4. So we'll clear this. Okay. 5v4. Oh, it's 6 because Crux is blocking. That's right. Okay, thank you. Right. Trying to get that good stat. All right, so 5v6 because Crux gets in the way. Okay. All right. Anything that affects the pre-roll? Nope. Doesn't look like it. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's make that roll. 5v4 or 5v6 now. All right. D10 plus 5. Okay, which is an 11. And Crux plus 6 with a slight advantage. Oof, a 15. Okay, all right. So it is a successful defense by Crux. And is, let's see, saboteurs have a counterattack. Okay. Drink. Let's see, saboteurs, no counterattack. Okay. All right. So no counter, and then let me check on zealots because zealots are a bit weird. 0 counter, and then zealots. Let's see here. A successful attack or perform a counterattack. Okay, so it's only on the hit. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Crux defends with the saboteurs. They defend. There's no result. Next up is the second zealots. All right. There's another unit of zealots. So these zealots uncloak and attack. So it's the same jam, I believe. All right. 5v6 because Crux is gonna block. Yeah, it's the exact same result. Okay, so same defense. Let's make a note. Crux defends. The result might be different. Did they get advantage from attacking with stealth or from stealth? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I mean, yeah, like the UPC would get inspiration for playing to their characters' background beliefs. This is like this is worth a persona point for sure, right? We're mixing our games. All right, so let's make that roll. Here it goes. Attack, which is a 5. Oof. Defense. All right, so 6 versus 9. Man, where was that 9 last time? All right, 6v9. So exactly the same result as last time. All right. Defend, result, 0 counter. Okay, all right. So the next action is the party machine. The Houses Minor party machine on this planet. The High Church is going to block. High Church defends with, what are they blocking with? Hostile takeover. Okay. So the High Church is going to defend with a hostile takeover, and this is a party machine versus the High Church. Okay. So party machine is cunning versus cunning. So it is 8 versus 8. We're looking at the UPC. 6v8. And it is advantage church. Now it's once per turn. So they can use it on their first defense, basically. They don't get a chance to like do the thing. Oh, the Panopticon gives them advantage as well, right? Yeah, okay. Right, and I think we talked about, I think there's a ruling for stacking. Let me double check. Because it's good to confirm your rulings. I think stacking doesn't apply. I think we decided. Let's see. Okay, all right. So let me look at a bunch of stuff. Let's take some things checked out here. So first of all, the Panopticon matrix. Okay, here we go. What do you do? Panopticon matrix. Every self gains an additional die on all cunning attacks and defenses on the planet. Okay, so they do have advantage. Yeah. Okay, but the advantage doesn't stack. All right, so let's see how that goes. It's 6 versus 8, I think. 6 versus 8. Let me double check. 6 on the attack and 8 on the defense. Yep. Okay. 6 versus 8, and the church has advantage. It's gonna be a tricky one to come out on top. All right, here we go. Plus 6. Plus, there's all these books of secrets. Oh boy. It's not. There's almost no point. Ugh. Oh boy. Okay. All right. So versus 16. God clearly has an idea of what's going on here, and it is not in the favor of the UPC. These they're suffering. Okay, so that means there may be some counterattack damage. They blocked with their hostile takeover, church takeover, and the counterattack is 2d8. Okay. 2d8. All right, 10 counterattack damage. Okay, so let me record that and then we'll see what else happens. They have some conditionals here. All right, so defend result, 10 counter damage. And let's see, I believe that would destroy the party machine, maybe? Let me see how many hit points they got. But they can mess with, we'll look at how the damage works. Yeah, so they have exactly 10 hit points apiece. Okay. So let me look at how bleeding damage works. So handling special cases, dealing, here we go, dealing damage. No, that's not what I was looking for. I need actions. Faction assets, the turn. Here we go. Acting during a turn. Attack. Okay. If the attackers are okay, so you can't bleed. Pretty sure you made that rule up. Which rule is that you are imagining I made up? I'm just checking to see for counterattack. The defending player can apply whatever damage the counterattack to the attacking asset. Yeah. Okay. So you can't bleed. You can't bleed counterattack. No. So the idea here is that if you get hit, yeah, during an attack, yeah, it would kill it, but instead the High Church gets it. Oh, hang on. So let me. Yeah. No. I know. You're not being attacked. I know the false front is there, but you're not being attacked right now, UPC. So let me just again. You cannot pass damage to a base of influence. If you have the thing, but there is a false front on the planet, and that's what we got to check. Yep, I'm doing these in order. So what would normally happen would be the counterattack damage kills the party machine, right? Now, false front, now we got to check on that. It's just like one thing at a time here. So false front, if another asset on the planet suffers enough damage to destroy it, the faction can sacrifice the false front instead to nullify the killing blow, which they do. Now let me look and see. Let me read the wording on hostile, because I might have to make a ruling here on hostile takeover. So again, if it would die, normally the false front kicks in. If a hostile takeover does enough damage to destroy an asset, the target is instead reduced to 1 hit point and acquired. So instead of reducing it, if it would kill it, which it wouldn't, right? The false front instead, so it isn't actually destroyed. It's reduced by 1. The hostile takeover only triggers if it does lethal damage. And then, yeah, they're both instead abilities. So the idea here, the way that I'm thinking of it, if we think about, and this is why I said this was complicated, here's what happens, right? So the party machine attacks, right? The attack is a failure. The hostile takeover defends. The counterattack would deal enough damage to kill the party machine, but hostile takeover reads, if a hostile takeover does enough damage to destroy an asset, which it does, right, instead reduces it to 1 damage. So if it would have dealt it enough damage to kill it, yeah, the target asset doesn't deal the damage in this case, and I think what happens is that they steal the party machine. I think that's the only logical way that I can rule that. I think that's how that's got to work. False Front triggers if enough damage is dealt, but the hostile takeover doesn't actually deal enough damage to kill it. Instead of killing it, it steals it, which doesn't trigger the False Front. Yeah. So I believe it reduces it to one hit point, I think. Yeah, reduced to 1 hit point. Okay. But yeah, let me check. Did I already rule? Let me see. Because again, I might have, if I have an existing ruling. Here we go. Okay, perfect. So North Sky, thank you. So hostile takeover can target a base of influence. Bolt holes, and this was to help false fronts and bolt holes become more powerful. Bolt holes and false fronts can be used to prevent the special action of a hostile takeover. So I remember making this ruling to help bolster false front as a useful thing. So that's what we'll do. So what happens is we reorder them. The false front is destroyed instead. Yeah, I know. It's cool. There we go. Because yeah, otherwise the false front is I want it to be a little stronger. So there you go. Okay. So that goes away instead, and nothing gets stolen. No, basically it's like false front, and a lot of the times I'll use, because I consider Magic the Gathering, the card game, to be like a really well designed and highly thought out system, and I use it kind of as a benchmark. So the analogy here would be, you can sack the false front. You can sack the false front to prevent those things from happening. Yeah. Cool. All right. So hopefully any heart attacks anybody is having have been resolved, and we're good to go. Okay. What is the church's? The church has blood, the enemy. Did the church deal damage? Did the high church deal damage? No, they resolved their, that's right. I didn't delete their goal. So it's okay. It's irrelevant, but I think yes. No, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. Make a note. Somebody get at me in Mechanisms Council. Get at me to make a ruling on whether hostile takeover. I think it says if it would. Yeah. So no, in this case, it's probably a no, but I'll make an official ruling on that later. But you can see what I mean about how, like, I mean, obviously Magic the Gathering has employed like hundreds of designers over the course of its existence. You can take, and this is like just like a game design learning moment, you can take a better designed game or a more designed game, and you can apply its logic to other games to help you understand how these things kind of work. Yeah. Anyway, that's the attack. A whole lot of weird shit happens. All right, so let's make a note. 10 counter damage. False front nullifies. Result is destroyed. There we go. There we go. We'll work out all the little details of who gets experience for that between sessions, because right now it doesn't actually matter. Yeah. If it would deal enough, if it does damage versus it would deal enough damage. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. And then we got let's see, is that one done? Yep. Okay. And then we do attack targeting the House of Crux. Okay. So party machine on Yukia targeting House Crux, same thing. High Church defends with hostile takeover. Okay. Here we go. So this is the same result as before. Man, I would love a like Verona card game. That'd be sick. So I should spell that correctly. Okay. All right, here we go. So same big roll. Let's clear the results. D10. Nope, not just a D10. Okay, well, whatever. D10 plus 6. So that's 14. And then a D10 plus 8. Keep 1 plus 8. Ooh. All right. So the book of secrets is gonna have to kick in. So the let's see, the Church Book of Secrets and the Houses Minor Book of Secrets both like could kick in here. So let me see how they're phrased. A successful UPC attack, first failed roll on the IKEA for Houses Minor, House Crux, or the High Church. Okay, all right. So it doesn't really matter. Let me, because this is all that's going on for now on Yukiya. We'll make a note. I'm gonna just do them in the order they were given to me. So this is the High Church, right? High Church reroll. I'm gonna make I'll make a note here. Okay, so attack result. High Church Book of Secrets activates. Okay, and then the High Church. So this is a reroll. I gotta punch in the die results. So let me see here using the calculator. We have an 8, and the reactor is a 2. Okay, so we're rerolling this 8 for the. So it's a D10 plus 6. Here we go. And this might still trigger the other. This might trigger the other Book of Secrets too. Here we go. Okay, so that brings it down to a tie. 10v10. Did anybody give me indicators on a tie? Let's see. Failed roll. Yeah, just the Book of Secrets look like they are on they're on just on failures. Failed roll on Yukiya to, oh, these are attacks. Okay, good. So yeah, we're fine. So this one comes out a tie, it looks like. We have algorithms for all this crap. Yeah. All right. So the new result, tie is not a failure. Yeah. Okay. So new result, tie result. Yeah, tie is like a success for both parties. And these conditionals are based on failures. So that's cool. Okay. So the tie result, this is my favorite imperial starfighter. So damage for both. This is going to get weird. So it is a High Church hostile takeover. High Church hostile takeover, which deals 2d8 counter damage. And a UPC party machine, which deals 2d6. Okay. So it's 2d6 versus 2d8. That's a big counter. Okay. 2d6. And we're looking at 11 versus 2d8, which is a 7. So 11 damage and 7 counterattack damage. Okay. So we'll make a note, and then we'll go see what that does. Okay, 11 damage versus 7 counter damage. So the hostile takeover takes 11, and the party machine takes 7. Okay. So hostile takeover is reduced to nothing. Hostile takeover is destroyed, and the party machine is brought down to 3 hit points. Damn. Okay. Cool. All right. So that's more Blood the Enemy for sure. That's enough to max it out. Okay, so 14 of 14 complete. Okay, and then I actually have I have something. They want to do something with their XP. Okay, so the party machine is damaged. And did I make a note of what got destroyed? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so hostile takeover destroyed. Okay, all right. So the UPC takes out one of the hostile takeovers. They lose their front, their false front, and this thing is toast. Okay. And then their party machine is reduced down to 3. Okay. Looks like the Yukian Mandate's government is actually like functioning okay. They're doing it. All right, so that gives them I think that's it for attacks. Thank Christ. Okay, so they get 2 experience for Blood the Enemy, right? Which brings them up to 8. And they want to increase their wealth stat from 3 to 4. And that costs how much? Rating 4 costs 6. Okay. Let me check. Does it at the beginning of the turn? Let me see. They may have to wait until their next turn. Cost blah 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 becomes hard to destroy. I don't see. Oh, the beginning of each turn. Okay, all right. So they'll spend it at the beginning of their next turn. Got it. Did I increase? Oh, I increased their money. Right. Okay. So there we go. So that becomes 6. Thank you for catching that. Okay. All right. So let me look. I think start of the turn it's cool and everything, but let me see. I kind of like doing it at the end of the turn, but that is a change to the existing rules. Let me look, because I remember talking to the UPC about this. Let me see. What was I saying? Come on, Discord. Where's your biz? Oh, thanks, Lich. Okay, yeah, it's at the beginning of the turn. Okay, good. So I'm not contradicting myself. All right, thank you. Brave work, UPC. You deserve every point of that experience. Now the UPC have an announcement for me to make, but didn't happen this turn, so we'll see. We'll see. We may not have an announcement to make. We may not have an announcement to make at all. Let me see if there is anything else going on. My orders here indicate that is it. Fornax, 2 attacks on the houses minor. And we're good. Okay. Cool. That was a big turn. That's a big old turn, hey? That was a lot. So thank you. Thank you for that. Let's cool it down just a little bit. Let's chill it. Let's chill it on out for a hot minute, and we'll take a look at the Trilliant Ring. So the Trilliant Ring, they are gonna get some money. They're gonna get some money. So these guys, they're in the middle of what? Are you seizing anything right now? I assume you're always seizing something. Oh, you know what? You weren't, but you're about to again, so whatever. I'm not even going to bother changing. I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to leave this red marker on you forever. Honestly, Trilliant Ring, like... Okay. So, let's see. They are going to take a new goal. Planetary seizure. There it is. Okay. They're going to gain some more credits, which will bring them up to 52 now, because they get 5 plus 3 for the party machines. Yeah. Okay. So 52 credits. My God. Oh yeah, that's right. They're not actually setting a goal yet. They're right. They're just doing the action. That's right. Okay. So no goal yet. They get their things, and they're going to take the seize planet action. So they're going to attempt to seize planet. I guess we'll just make a note of it. Seizure. And we'll talk about that in a second. Okay. So they are number 4. Number 4. Seize planet. And they're seizing Uranok. Okay. So they're going to seize Uranok. And they also have something else they want to do while they're doing that. But let's look at No, Uranok. Let's go see what that looks like. Where is it? Uranok. I just assume it's somewhere down here. There it is. Oh, it's in the same system as Marquise and Intanglio. They're trying to just like finish the job. So cyber communists post scarcity. Oh no. This actually seems like a nice place to live, minus the toxic atmosphere and the burning temperatures. Aw, they're a post-scarcity cyber communist society, and now the great and terrible golden capitalists arrive and are like, "Hey, what's up? Have you ever considered capitalism?" It's just like what happened on Berkman. Sorry. What is Berkman's new name? Navette. Oh, that's so good. Aren't you sick of having everything that everyone else has? Wouldn't you like to have more than them? I know you would. All right, so they're here to upgrade you. And I think right now there's nobody in this. There's nobody in this this system. Yeah, so they got to move somebody in there first before they can seize Uranok. Seizure of Uranok is at 1 of 3 for this turn because this is the first turn. And let's make a note. They got to move something there. Move some stuff around first. So let's see what's on Uranok. A counterintelligence unit. This is where it begins. So the capitalist invasion of Uranok begins with a counterintelligence unit. Good stuff. Okay. So first they're going to move something around. So let's do that. They're going to activate covert shipping. That's right. It's a CIA takedown of the democratically elected government. Yeah, right? It's like this is a very South America move for sure. All right. Move zealots on Demnov to Navette. Okay, so that costs 1 fat cred. Oh no, 1 faction credit. Okay. There you go. And then this is like almost, it's almost more like Del Monte taking out the government, right? Or like one of those like awful like water companies that like the bottled water companies that operates in South America. Yeah. Like Nestle. Yeah, that's right. Like the Nestle counterintelligence unit. Ugh. Ooh. Yeah. Yikes. Okay. Cool. So they move them. They have their 51 credits. Let's move that asset for them. So that is the Trilliant. Where are they? Counterintel unit stays, but the Demnoff. Yeah, these guys. So they can't operate, but they get moved. No, I subtracted 1. They're at 52. Okay, so this zealot gets moved. It can't do anything, but it can get moved. And it gets moved to Navette. Boop. Okay. And then they begin their seizure of Uranok. Now, there's nobody there to contest them, so they get started. And they have a statement. We are proud to announce the first Expanse Tithe fleet has been successfully transferred into Aridhonis Company custody for distribution to the Imperial Core. This quarterly tithe comes in the forms of credits and hard currency from the planets Marquise, Intaglio, and Navette. As we continue our Expanse obligations, we expect to send many more shipments to Imperial Prime as more worlds join our Imperial mission. I've said it before. I'll say it again. If the Empire is Europe, I would be wondering if the Trilliant Ring isn't maybe trying to become America. Like, hey, look at all these planets where nobody's in charge. We're going to be in charge. No, don't worry. We love you, England. We love you. We're still friends. Don't worry about it. No, that's not true. The Trilliant Ring are good boys. They're good religious boys. I'm sure we'll never see an Expanse Empire war. I'm sure that'll never happen. All right. They're closer to Canada, right? Yes. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Okay. We're like Australia. All right, what's next? What is next? What's coming up? All right, House Fornax. All right, House Fornax. So House Fornax, they are going to continue with the business that they are up to. And let me look at how Sea's Planet, because Sea's Planet's like a big complicated thing. I think Sea's Planet is stalled because there's enemies on the planet right now fucking with them. Let's see here. Contesting and expand influence, defending someone else. Let me look for Sea's Planet here. So anyway, let me talk to you about what Fornax is doing. Yeah, they have to clear it out. It's too late, and yeah, that's right. The clock keeps ticking. Yeah, no, I think that's right. I'm just double checking because again, this is the most complicated part of the game is seizing planets and how that interaction works. Yeah, so I'm just gonna double check because you never know. Like I make rulings and then 9 months go by. So let's start with telling you what they're doing and giving them the money. So House Fornax continues knucking and bucking. They're clearly ready to fight. They have 12 faction credits. They're going to set their new goal to a planetary seizure. And they're going to take their turn to use the asset ability action. Now, yeah, once someone starts seizing the planet, you do have to like knock them off. It's on the attacker. Yeah. So once it starts, unless there's a bunch of people there fighting with you, it's hard to loose someone. Yeah. Okay. All right. So planetary seizure. This will be turn 3 of that. The action. Let's see. Set goal. Planetary seizure. Action. Use asset ability, and they're going to use a bunch of asset abilities. Like commodities brokers and shit. Okay. So here we go. They're going to use Pretech Logistics on Maya to purchase Hitmen for 3 faction credits. Right? So they're hanging on to that bonus from before. So 12, 9 faction credits now. So that gives them the Fornax. They got some Hitmen. Fornax Assassins on Maya. I always spell it wrong because we pronounce the J as a Y in this case. Okay. All right. They're using their commodities broker, one on Maya and one on Hakani. And 1d8, that many fat creds are subtracted from the cost of the next asset purchase. Okay. So Astronox asked, don't they have to attack the UPC? So let me see. When undertaking a siege planet action, factions are bound by the following. If they cannot destroy them, must continue until all successful or all of their own assets have been destroyed or left the planet. Lock a faction into their assault. This is what I was wondering about, right? I think, let me see. Yeah, because they're being countered. They don't have to attack. Yeah, the UPC has to kill everybody. Right. That's the clarification. Okay, good. I'm just making sure. Like I can't stop and address like every single time someone is like, wait, but doesn't it work this way? But I think this is how it goes. And yeah, Ezra, we can look more closely at it. But I think for now we'll play it through. It'll still succeed. And yeah, it happened a little bit differently the last time we saw it. But again, absolutely worth asking, worth continuing to look at. But for now, we'll bully on ahead because I don't think they can't stop them. There's enough assets that Fornax will complete it. Yeah, which Fornax has. Okay, all right. So anyway, Fornax, I need to roll some dice for you. roll. And honestly, like I mean it when I say like it's really helpful, like getting that feedback in the same way. Like if I miss up the math or you think that the rules are wrong, even if they are right, like it's nice having chat here to help me do it. And sometimes it happens during the stream. Sometimes we fix stuff afterwards. But yeah, I mean, it's a game and it's a playtest, no less. All right. So anyhow, they're going to roll 2d8, 1 and 1, and they're going to get some discounts. So here's the first one. Here's the second one. All right. So commodities brokers, fat creds subtracted from their next asset purchase down to a minimum of half normal. So they've currently got a floating discount of 5. Okay. It's exactly where the Math Squad name comes from. Precisely. Because God knows I can't do all this on my own. All right. Rolled 1. Rolled 4. Floating discount 5. And then industry. Post-tech industry. They roll a d6 on prime. Keep the industry going on prime. Okay. Oh my God, Rash, I remember that. So Rash said in chat, first thing that he did after joining Math Squad was calculate an area of soundproofing foam. I remember posting that and being like, here's the measurements of my wall. What do I need to cut this foam at? And you did it. You did it perfect. It was a great example of Math Squad in action. All right, so D6. They lose a faction credit. Sorry, Fornax. Okay. All right. So they lose a credit, bringing them down to 8. Prime is in a recession. It's clearly what's going on here. Okay. Rolled a 1, lost 1 fat cred. The whole empire is in a bit of a recession, given that everyone's losing fat creds. And then use venture capital on Maya, and venture capital. Let's see. As an action, it can be tapped. 1d8 is rolled. On a 1, it's destroyed. 2 to 3, a fat cred is gained. 4 to 7 gives 2 fat creds, and 8 gives 3. Ooh, okay. All right, here we go. If we roll a 1, it turns out that it's actually misventure capital. Here we go. D8. Oh, that was close. I thought that was going to be a 1. All right, 4 to 7 yields 2 faction credits. Okay, so roll to 4. 4, gain 2 fat creds. There we go. Okay, so that brings him up to 10 for Fornax. Fornax completes the seizure of Hakani. Oh, and I should set all these to neutral because we don't know. We don't know what the new PCs will look like. Sorry, just take a little detour there. Anyhow, so they're gonna get some experience for C's Planet, and I don't think it wasn't contested. There was no like official contest. So let's see. Yeah, the way to think about C's Planet is that if you, oh yeah, here we go. The way to think about C's Planet is if you get past that initial timer, you have to struggle to start the timer, and then after that, everyone has to knock you off once you've started. Yeah, so it's technically uncontested, which brings them up to 7 experience, and we will reset this back. So House Fornax claims planetary government of Hakani. We'll see what the Emperor thinks of that. So claims planetary government of Hakani. Like it's the protectorate of Hakani, basically. Yeah. So they've seized control of the government of Hakani. Cool. So that gives him a new tag. And House Fornax has something they'd like me to read to you. The smoke that clouded your eyes has burned away. Now see the flame of truth. Igne conflatum, Hakani. Whether they will be the benevolent overlords of this planet, or it will prove that House Fornax brings suffering and labor camps. I guess we'll find out. Now, technically, like legally, I guess, the way that this works is that Fornax is the interim government. Fornax is the interim government and interim owner of Hakani, of the planet. It's an imperial homeworld that belonged to a former imperial world, and for right now, they don't legally own it. They're just kind of like, hey, we're taking care of it for you. The Emperor is the only one who's going to be able to give that homeworld to someone else. Whether they get to retain control of it or not, it's like Arrakis, right? They're going to get to decide, because it's technically not the homeworld of any noble family, but it contains great resources and secrets. So it might be changed. The Emperor might be like, no, Fornax, get off that planet. It belongs to me, my imperial house. Then they could do that, but then Fornax could put up a fit, and it could be a whole thing. So anyway, let's carry on. Next up, coming in at number 6, the Prism Network. So the Prism Network, they are going to get some credits, and they're going to spend them. So the Prism Network gains, they start at 7. They have 14 now. They're going to spend 8. So I'm just going to do this math now. They're going to spend 8, and it goes to 6. And they're going to buy some stuff. So buy asset. Okay, and they're going to buy an asset, and they're going to buy, what are you buying? A party machine on Echo. Okay, cool. And that'll increase their goal by 1. Yeah, 8, so it's a party machine. Okay, so Prism Network, party machine on Echo. Nice. Okay. Good. And their goal of Peaceable Kingdom increases to 3 of 4. Now I have an announcement. Thank you, Prism, for your brief turn, so we can carry on. Acheron Row Analytics, Communications Handling, and Network Encryption is returning to full effect. The Prism Network and House Crux look forward to assisting the houses and other Imperial powers as best we can. Threads within threads, ever spinning. So the cops and the surveillance/media corporation are working on a joint product together. Excuse me while I delete Facebook and withdraw all my money from the bank and hide it in my mattress. Jesus Christ. I'm going off the grid. You want Unabombers? This is how you get Unabombers. All right. So good. Thank you. There's going to be some more spiciness coming. Get ready for spicy times. It's the Houses Minor. So the Houses Minor haven't used their thing yet. So let's see how it goes. They haven't used their Book of Secrets thing. Not specific enough. These folks are number 7 in the order. They're going to take the attack action. All right. Their thing of secrets. Secret thing. So they're making 3 attacks first, and then they're going to move some shit around. So let me copy their attacks, and then we'll work out how this stuff works. Okay. Can the UPC, the brave and plucky UPC, can they survive another turn? They're getting attacked by... I mean, this is the first time they're getting attacked. Can they survive defending? But here's the first attack. So they're going to get attacked by a hostile takeover and then 2 commodities brokers in this order, 9 HP and 10 HP. So the first attack... The first attack is a hostile takeover against the UPC, and the UPC are going to defend with their, I believe they said they're zealots. Let's go take a look at Yukia, because that's where all these attacks are happening. Okay, so Houses Minor Hostile takeover. There she is, right there. 10 to 10 health there. UPC, they definitely have zealots left, so they're gonna defend with their zealots. Okay. All right. Yeah, defend with the following units in the following order. And I got zealots at the very top of that list. Here we go. Okay. So we're looking at hostile takeover, which is a wealth versus wealth. So 7. And they are Machiavellian, so it's a cunning attack. Okay, so 7 versus 3. So luck is the trick here. So it's 7 versus 3. And the houses minor have 1 remaining use of their Book of Secrets. So I will use that. And their statement for the Book of Secrets. Basically, the first time there's like a failure, they're gonna use it. So they're just gonna use it to pop their first failure. Okay, all right. So let's see how it goes. This is the attack roll, D10 plus 7. It's a 9. Still possible. D10 plus 3. This is the defense from the UPC. It's a 6. Okay. All right. So the attack is a success. So let me make a note of that. UPC defends with zealots. Defend result, or it's an attack result. For how much damage? Hostile takeover. You'd think I know how much by now. 2d10. Big guy. Okay. All right. 2d10. Yeah, they only have 4 hit points, so. Yeah, there it is. 15 damage. More than enough. More than enough. Oh, did I note the goal of the Houses Minor? I should make sure. They gave me a new goal. Blood the enemy, surprising no one. Which I believe just resolved. Okay. So let's take a look and see what happens here. So the Houses Minor, they're gonna, no matter what, they now have 14 of 14 for their Blood the Enemy, which I forgot to give them. And the result here for the defense, now because this is a an attack result for what, 15 damage. They're going to the UPC is going to bleed damage to the BOI. Okay. So this hostile takeover doesn't seize the zealots. It damages the faction pretty much directly. So that means the base of influence goes from 21 down to 6. Okay. The UPC has 6 hit points. That was 15 damage, right? I got that correct? Yep. All right, bleed straight damage to bleed damage, reducing faction HP to 6. Okay. All right, so following that up, the commodities broker, same thing. The zealots are going to defend the commodities broker. So let's roll that in and see what happens. So the commodities broker, the House Minor commodities broker is the same. It's a wealth v wealth attack. So we're looking at 7 versus 3. Here we go. This is the attack. Another 9. Wow. Okay. Let's see what UPC can do. Come on, guys. I basically always want whoever is most likely to lose. I want the upset every time. It doesn't matter. Here we go. Jesus Christ. Nope. All right. So 9v4. 9v4. We're looking at another, how much damage is this? 2d10? No, this is a commodities broker. Okay, so the commodities broker deals 2d8. Dealing 8 damage. So let me read to you, let me read the UPC's conditional here. So for all incoming attacks, we would like to defend with the following units in the following order of priority, assuming they're still alive. Zealots, Zealots, Party Machine, Party Machine, with the caveat we'd like to bleed damage taken to the assets to our base of influence. The faction has overwhelmingly voted in support of this plan. I think, now this is the thing, that 8 damage would kill them if they bleed it. So, based on the reading, I believe the intent is to bleed that damage. Yeah, they would, because they would have said otherwise. Okay. So let me double check to make sure that's how the rules work, and then we'll see the results. So, on a successful attack, I think it's fine. I think that this is totally within. Let's see here. Force assets. Yeah, they can just bleed it to the BOI. Okay. All right, so that's that. So let us make a record. 11:22 Pacific time. Mark it in the books. The Unified People's Collective is no more. Dealt the killing blow by the Houses Minor. You died fighting the Empire. Died fighting the Empire. It's what I think they would have wanted. In fact, I know it's what they would have wanted because that's what they said. All right, so the base of influence is reduced to 0, bringing the UPC itself to 0 hit points. And let me go ahead and we'll add them to the roll of the fallen. So as with any other faction demise, we will work together over the next. I don't think that the story of Yakia is over just yet. Yeah, I'll read the statement. Don't worry. I don't think the story of Yakia is over yet. We've talked about what might happen if factions die, kind of where things go from here. And I think, I mean, they just installed a government, and now the Empire has come. This means that the UPC is destroyed, right? The UPC has been wiped out as a collection of anti-imperial forces that are fighting the Empire, and the Empire stomped that out. But Yakia, I think, still has more. The sub-factions, they're all too small to be their own factions, but there's this new story, right, of this free, the planet of free Yakia. And yeah, we'll have to work together to figure out what that might look like, because I don't think that they're gonna just go away. Yeah. So we'll figure out what that looks like. Yeah, right? Might get seized next turn. Yeah, right? Yeah. So anyway, congratulations to both the Houses Minor in this case and to the UPC for a fight well fought. Let's go ahead and mark the UPC's assets in black. Here we go. I know. So there's our second faction death. The UPC would like me to read to you. This was the conditional trigger. So as long as your system of injustice and exploitation persists, people will fight against it until the day you either change or die. You are too blind to see you are breeding your own executioners. The revolution is dead. Long live the revolution. Damn, UPC. Damn. So someone asked why we retain the assets if no one can interact with them, because I want to know kind of what's there, so that if I go to Ukiah close enough to this turn or whatever, we can kind of see what's going on the planet, right? They've scattered and broken, but I might be able to use them again for something later, right? The UPC just cannot fight as a faction anymore. 100%. All of the little UPC sub-factions, they definitely exist. They're just not faction big, which is great because I can still use them in the game, right? And if one of those sub-factions were, say, the focus of the PCs, right? If some of the PCs were like, oh, we would really like to be a part of this little thing, and they became powerful enough and sunk enough money into it, then it might get re-added as a faction that the PCs are a part of. Yeah. All right. So there's a bit more to finish off the turn. Let's see. Attack result deals enough damage to destroy UPC entirely. Rest in peace. Okay. Yeah, and let me double check to make sure they've all got. Yeah, there we go. So there's one lone NPC left on Hakani. And then this base, like, it's technically still hidden. Oh, that's cool. So here's something for Serpens. Serpens, I'd like it if you, I'm gonna give you an assignment, but how Serpens and the UPC like try to work together in this next month to figure out like some little seeds about what this might be. This little hidden UPC like base. Pick what, if you haven't already, work together to pick what sub-faction it belonged to, and that sub-faction has an active element on House Serpent's homeworld. Yeah. Can you do that? Can I leave that to y'all? Let me know if you need any help organizing that or whatever. Let a mod know you need a channel. But yeah, Hroa still has, it's like one last hidden thing, and you need to figure out a character for that, and we'll go from there. Cool. All right, let me mark that as being now hidden on that world. And I think that stealth, yeah. Okay. All right. Good. You got some stuff working on it already. Perfect. Yeah, flesh that out for me and put it up on that wiki. Okay. All right. So last thing to do here. This is an invalid attack. No target. And then they're going to activate transit webs to move some shit around. Beep. Beep. Okay. So, activating the transit web costs what? 1 per? Transit weeb. Yeah. So that costs you 2. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to move your... How's this miner? Where are you? Here you are. Okay. And you're going to move your... let me see here. Hostile Takeover and Book of Secrets from Ukiah to Hroa. Okay. Hostile Secret. Okay. Hroa. Hostile Secrets and Book of Takeover. Okay. All right. And then the Commodities Broker from Ukiah to Dio. Okay. Commodities Broker. both of these guys to Dio Mikado. Okay. Got it. Okay. Finally, the statement from the House's Minor. Operation Trails Are Best Made with Holy Light has been proceeding as planned. The ARS Consortium will find success for the Council without fail. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds impressive. You've completed your goal, and it is worth 2, I think, for Blood the Enemy. I'm sure chat will tell me if I am incorrect about that. All right. Let's double check. Difficulty is 2. Yeah, it's default. 2. Yep. Okay, perfect. All right, next up is the High Church. All right, High Church. Hi, Church. You are number 8 in the order. And you are going to Panopticon Matrix stealth check. I'm pretty sure the Panopticon Matrix is on Yukia. There is nothing hidden on Yukia. All right. Panopt reports no hidden enemies on Yukia. Okay. Their new balance is going to be 12. That's a lot of sneakers. All right, High Church. Okay, good. Yeah, right. No hidden enemies on Yukia. And then they're going to let's see. Activate the transit web on Andophiel. Well, here. They're going to seize planet first. So, action. Seize planet. Okay. So we'll talk about what planet they're seizing in a hot minute, but the church is taking over a world. So they're going to activate their transit web on Andophiel to open a path between Yukia and Gats. And they're going to move their popular movement. This cell is so big. Move their popular movement to Gats. And this is the popular movement from Yukia, I believe. Popular movement from Yukia to Gats. Welcome to the Ellis system. Okay. All right. And then they're going to begin Seize Planet. And I think if I did this right, yep, they're the only ones there. Okay. All right. So mark them. Mark it red. They're going to seize Gats. Who doesn't want a Tomb World? All right. Now, normally there'd be some UPC-related attacks here, but there aren't. So that is it. This concludes their turn. They're going to begin seizing Gats. The High Church has a notification they'd like for me to read. The planet of Gats shall come under the oversight of the High Church of Messiah as Emperor. Like wheat is separated from chaff, we shall separate righteous pilgrims from greedy gravediggers to protect Gats from mankind and mankind from Gats. That's pretty cool. So it's like we're gonna take over this planet because it's too dangerous to just leave it here. So Gats, if you remember, was this is the former homeworld and now horrific blasted wasteland that once belonged to House Cygnus. So the High Church begins their seizure. All right. Continuing on with the turn. Next up, the Confederation of the Upright Vagrant. So these guys are number 9, I believe. That's right? Yep. Number 9. They are going to buy asset. And to do that, they're going to need money. So, Confederation of the Upright Vagrant. They're going to continue seizing Tootham, which cool. Nobody's there to stop them. They started the clock, so the clock's going. And let's see, do they have a new goal? Nope, they're leaving it. And they are going to get another 4 plus 1, so they have 9 total, right? Because you have a party machine, right? Party pirates. Party pirates, where are you? There you are. Yeah, you got party pirates. Okay. Pirate pack. Okay, so good. They're going to buy an asset, which is covert shipping on Sean. Okay, that costs 8 fat creds, which brings you down to 1. And let me give you your new asset. Covert shipping on Sean. Okay. Good. Final balance is 1 faction credit. So we have one last announcement to make before we carry on. Thank you, Vagrant, for your quick turn. The Confederation of the Upright Vagrant would like me to read the following. Perform the Vagrant salute. I'm not doing it, but you can guess what it is. Get those shears ready. Somebody's going to lose some hair. Okay. All right, weirdos. You know what? If you've got a favorite Vagrant salute emote you'd like to throw in chat, please, for the sake of the Upright Vagrant, go ahead and do that. Because I won't do it, but you can do it for them. All right, and they advance their Toothsome collection 1 more. All right. Next up is the Deathless. So the Deathless Mercenary Company, they are going to set a new goal. It's going to seem familiar. Expand influence. And they're going to take the action. Expand influence. So they're going to build a base of influence on Navette. 1 HP BOI on Navette, which I had to check with everybody just in case. Nobody said anything. The Deathless start at 22, but they get how many? Another 5. So 27. And then do you have any Deathless? Do you have any party machines? Anything that costs you money? The Deathless do not party. Did I give it to the wrong faction? Oh, sorry, Triangulum. I was fucking with Triangulum's money. Deathless starts at 35. They go up to 40. There we go. Okay. So you go up to 40, and then you lose 1 to bring it down to 39. And then we go ahead and we add your new base of influence. All right. So the Deathless base of influence. The Deathless do party. We just don't have the cunning to do it. Right. Well, you got to build a machine for that. So this is on Navette. And we'll talk a little bit about Navette at the end of the turn. I have some announcements to make about this planet particularly. Okay, and I think that's all I need to do. Thank you, Deathless. We at Deathless Conflict Solutions are proud to announce the opening of a new security training center on Navette. In collaboration with the Thousand Hands Initiative, we'll ensure that Navette becomes safe, secure, and peaceful for all. For more information on any contracts, fees, or employment opportunities, contact your nearest Deathless Outreach office today. They're open 24/7, and so is the bar. It's pretty good. I like it. Okay, cool. So that is Deathless sorted out. Next up, House Triangulum. So House Triangulum coming in on number 11. All right. So they're gonna have 28 credits to begin. 28 triangles. And then they're going to also buy asset. Now, before they buy their asset, I'm going to take 5 credits away from them. I mean, they're going to give me 5 credits. So 23 credits. And then totally unrelatedly, I'm going to roll a D10. Oof. Oh, Triangulum. All right. Worse than the last time I rolled. It's a big investment. Okay. I rolled a 1, which is worse than last month. Sorry, triangles. Okay, now we can continue with the turn. So they're gonna buy a party machine. They're gonna buy a party machine on Lovelace as soon as I can get my mouse to work properly. There we go. Okay. Bloop. I haven't had a chance to post it yet, but a fan sent me some tiny, what are those Japanese knitted like stuffed animals? They're like a amigurumi, something like that. I have one that's a little red dog with a Triangulum logo on his head, and I have another that's an aubergine with the Pyxis logo on it, and they're so adorable. I'll post them on Twitter later today. They're super cute. I don't need any more fucking eggplants. Stop sending me eggplants, Pyxis. Stop it. No, I don't. Yep. My friend Emily was visiting right after you sent me the last ones. Oh yeah, you want to see something? I think it's appropriate for this turn. Let me show you something real quick. Don't go anywhere. I gotta grab it. It's over here. Okay. So let me show you. We're gonna totally derail the whole fucking stream for a minute so I can show you this. So while I was at PureCon, the UPC gave me 2 really cool things. So in memoriam, they gave me this medal. I think it's sick medal. You can't really, the camera wants to show my face. So they gave me this sick medal, and it says heroic broadcast personality of the Yakian mandate. I'm gonna just wear this. I'm just gonna wear this for the rest of the stream in your honor. And then they also made these like incredibly badass empathy, equality, emancipation patches. This patch is going on my vest as soon as I find 5 seconds to sew it on there. It's beautiful. An unidentified operative made this delivery to me. They're really cool. Yeah, the patch rules. I will wear it in the name of Yakia proudly. It's very, very cool. Yeah. Yeah, y'all have made some really neat stuff. Yep. Cool. So anyway, thank you for that. Deathless, your turn is good. Party machine. Oh, I got to give you your party machine. So, all right, Triangulum. It takes 8 credits. It brings you down to 15. You get a party machine. Your name is not party machine. Your name is House Triangulum. This is what happens when I stop to do something else. And this is on Lovelace, and it is stealthed. House Party Machine. Welcome to House Transit Web. All right, so I'm going to say this. So House Triangulum sent me this message, right? They sent me this message to read on stream, and they phonetically spelled these things in English because I guess they forgot that you could just have sent me them in Japanese. It would have been fine. That's fine. I appreciate the phonetic spelling anyway. Roku, go, 14, 18, 9, 18, 21. Location confirmed. So, okay. What is that? 6, 5, 14, 18, 9. It's like a number station, but in Japanese. 18, 21. Bingo. Yeah, those are numbers. Yeah, Japanese numbers. Yeah. Okay, great. Cool. Thank you. Location confirmed. Thank you, Triangulum. I'm sorry that I rolled so poorly for that thing that we can't talk about. Okay. Yahtzee. Next up, we got House Crux. House Crux. So they are 12th in the order, and they begin with 12 faction credits. Okay, and then they're going to also buy asset. I think you're going to buy asset, right? Yep. Okay, and they're going to buy an extended theater. I'm going to guess it's a security theater on Lyra. So that cost them 10 credits, bring them down to 2. Okay. All right. And an extended theater. It's the TSA. Yeah, but like the space TSA. Yep. Yeah, you'd have to go through like scanners to see if, oh man. Yeah, that would totally be a thing. Though right now, it's probably all kinds of weird because of the weird, like the destabilization of transit in the system, right? Because for a few months, at the very least, for several months, people trying to get anywhere. And I think that if we do a modern in the sense that if we start the new campaign at like turn 12, there's going to be a lot more like navigation rolling, and like I'm going to illustrate like how hard it is to get anywhere in Acheron Row right now because of the fall of the Valen Ascendancy. Yeah. Okay, cool. And House Crux, I don't think y'all sent me a thing. I'm just going to check my messages just to make sure. Nope. Crux speaks with action. All right. Good. All right, House Crux, thank you for your contribution to today's turn. Coming up next, we got the Church of Humanity Repentant. So the Church of Humanity Repentant, they are going to get 5 plus 2, so 7, plus their existing 9, bring them up to 16. And they're going to take the action buy asset as well. Okay, so 13, they're going to buy asset, and they're going to buy a party machine on Cabina. All right, so that cost them 8 creds, and we'll place Matt. Now, what is happening? Can someone explain this cool looking Excel? I'm not going to try. No, what you're watching is the faction turn for Far Verona. It is a fan-controlled, atom-operated, Stars Without Number inspired, though fairly deeply hacked at this point, war simulator that creates the setting for Far Verona, creates and manages it. Okay, so Church of Humanity Repentant, you get to buy yourselves a party machine on Cabina. Okay. Cool. Now there's some stuff going on. If you've been paying attention to the Church of Humanity Repentant at all in the last little while, there have been some like fairly deep-seated internal schisms. The CHR is shifting dramatically in terms of kind of what it's about and what it looks like. And they have provided for me an announcement in the form of a video. So let me play that video for you, and then we can try to figure out what it is they might mean. All right, here we go. Let's it starts with a loud noise, so I had to just turn it down. Get ready. Help, my head fell off. You're not meant to read all of these. They're just showing you how many news articles there've been. Shit on Cabina is for real. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So if you are curious to find out what this Seraph organization is, you'll have to keep an eye on the Verona Discord. We've got some announcements coming in the next couple of days that will clarify and update you on what to expect from Seraph. So thank you. Thank you so much for your hard work. And this, like, if you're only watching the faction turn, this represents, I don't know, CHR, what, months of work, right? Like all of those lore items coming out through Prism, collaboration with like just about every other faction. There's been like a ton of really cool stuff going on with the CHR, and this is the pinnacle of all of that stuff kind of coming together. So the CHR have completed their turn, and we will carry on. Thank you for that cool video, y'all. So somebody else asked me, one of the other factions asked me how to get like videos for me if you want me to run something. That's the way to do it. Do the video, upload it to YouTube, and then I'll run it in full screen as part of your announcement, as long as I have enough time to like look at it, basically, because I gotta watch it before we put it on stream. Okay, all right. So I think we're almost done. I think we're down to our final one. Coming in last, it's House Aridhonis. So House Aridhonis, they're going to set a new goal. House Aridhonis, they have a new goal, which is expand influence. Here we go, expand influence. And they are going to gain some income up to 17 because they have one party machine. And guess what goal they're going to take, friends? Guess what goal they're taking? They're going to take expand influence. New goal. Expand influence. Action. Expand influence. All right. So they're going to expand their influence. They're going to build a 5 HP base of influence on Tiber. And then reduce the Demnoff BOI to 45. That's a free action. So it costs them 5 fat creds. I know it's our first big one. So it's 12. So balance of 12 there now. And they get a base of influence. Again, they're not called House Base of Influence. Aridhonis, base of influence for 5 HP on Tiber. Here you go. And then they're reducing staff and moving people over from Demnoff. So this is a representation of the slow shift, right, of former Acre personnel, nobles being moved into positions of authority, and this reduces this down to 45 max HP. Here we go. Okay. There you go. And yes, they chose Demnoff as their homeworld, and they're reducing the BOI there so that it's a less of a risk to them. So even if you go to Demnoff, the base of influence is 45 instead of the full HP. So you have to attack them on their homeworld to kill them. But anyway, that's a long way. Let me check, because I know they wanna reduce it, but we'll check about reducing. Because expand influence really is like manage influence as a stat, but let me see if it has any interactions with homeworld. Oh, that's true. The base on a faction's homeworld cannot be shrunk this way, but we talked about rulings, so let me check and see if I changed that. Because this, again, they're a special case, right? I remember talking about this before. Let's see here. I'm just going to look for homeworld. Nope, don't mess with there we go. All right, yada, yada, yada. Adoption, choosing it as their homeworld. It's all coalition stuff. Homeworld attacks. It's all merging. Yeah, I don't see they're reducing the one on their homeworld, which technically isn't allowed. Okay, so what I'm going to do, Aridhonis, because it doesn't affect anything and because you're last, Demnoff is your homeworld, so I'm going to leave this at 49. Let's talk about it. If I gave you special permission that I'm now forgetting about, or if there's a ruling that I'm missing, hit me up and we'll talk about it. But technically, like in the book, there's literally a phrase that says the base on a faction's homeworld cannot be shrunk this way. But let me know. Let me know if you think, like, if you were doing this because you think that I had allowed it and I'm forgetting it, because I don't want to have, yeah. And it's the end of the turn. We'll clarify it. Check in at the beginning of the next faction turn, and we'll make sure that we clarify that, so for everybody to know. And I'll post the announcement in the Discord if I do make a change. It doesn't cost them any money, so it's like a fairly minor change. But yeah, we'll talk about it. Hit me up, Aridhonis. Okay, they don't have any movement. I believe, yeah, there's no opposition, so they complete their goal on Tiber. And let's take a look. Oh yeah, Triangulum, I owe you another turn of Peaceful Kingdom. Okay, so Aridhonis, expand influence. You have 11 experience now. Nicely done. All right. Now that the management of the Empire's production output has been successfully transitioned from Demnoff to Tiber, House Aridhonis is pleased to announce the reopening of the Imperial Bank. With a triple guaranteed clearing exchange and encrypted transfer backed by Hex, citizens of Acheron Row can rest assured that sector economy is already back on track. Inquire now about opening your account, unless, of course, you are a House Pyxis or a House Fornax industrial tycoon, in which case... Jesus Christ, guys. I like when I roll, so it's like kind of my fault that you screwed up, and then I get to tease you about how you failed, but it's my fault. It's great. I win in both cases. It's good stuff. All right, so House Aridhonis, you are complete and good, and that is it. That is it. So, let's talk about stuff between now and next turn, right? So between now and next turn, a few things are going to occur. I know everybody's shouting about the assassin. I don't know what decision needs making for the assassin. The assassin's not even on my, like, he's in the hands of the church. Like, you want to know all the big secrets. Is that it? You want me to tell you, like, yeah, maybe none of you are in a position to know. Yeah, the High Church can make... You know what? High Church, talk to me about what you want your options to be. Let's talk about it. Let's have that conversation. All right. There are a bunch of people asking about the CHR. Don't worry about that right now. Chill. Watch the announcements channel. So High Church, you and I, Turbo, hit me up. We'll talk about the assassin. Maybe I'll have a little like sit down with you guys and we'll Q&A it. We know who the assassin is, at least. We have a name for them. We'll talk about kind of what we want that to work, and I'll do that during this month. It may not happen before the election. You may have to make the election regardless, but we'll see. I'll try to talk about that, and we'll try to build some lore around it. Keep an eye on the Discord, right? Keep an eye on the Discord, because we've got some stuff coming up there about the election. Right, I'll post some stuff there about the election. I'll post some information about Seraph. I didn't want to do that stuff during the turn, but keep an eye on that. As I mentioned before, the big homework here: House Crux, House Fornax, each of the houses minor, House Triangulum, House Aridhonis, House Lyra, and House Pyxis. You all owe me a vote. So you need to vote for who's going to be the Imperial House. If there is a tie, there will be a revote only among those who are tied, right? If there is a tie, I will say, here are your 2 options, or here are your 3 options, and then we'll do a revote for the next month. If that revote either ties or is unclear in any way, the High Church takes over, and we become Acheron Row becomes a theocratic protectorate of the High Church, which we'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm not missing. I see you, Reticulum. I'm not missing it. It's going in the announcements. We're putting it into the announcement chat. I'm not doing it as part of this. Yeah, I know. I see it. I see everybody shouting at me. I got it. It's not happening here. The other thing that I want to talk about is Trilliant. Trilliant is beginning a campaign to reform Nivette. So Trilliant is beginning a campaign to reform Nivette. So you'll learn more about that in the coming weeks. I'll talk about a little bit in announcements, and basically they have a project. I've been giving out these little countdown clock projects. So I'm gonna let you know, Trilliant, what you're gonna need vis-a-vis spending money or making rolls or whatever to modify that. And then House Pyxis and House Aridhonis have been working with me separately over the course of the last month to create and enact 2 new faction tags. Now, I'm not going to talk about the mechanics of the faction tags here, right? I'm going to follow up in text on the Discord so that you can ask questions and I can reply officially. But I will tell you their names. So going forward, and I'll update it on the spreadsheet here. Going forward, House Pyxis, they have a faction tag called Unorthodox Pilots, which I'll define in the notes later. Unorthodox Pilots, and Aridhonis, we are changing plutocratic for them to mass market economists. And I'll tell you what all of those do in text form on the Discord. So yeah, there you go. I know that some of the factions have some announcements to make and stuff, and those will be coming out. I'm not going to immediately jump over to the Discord and dump all of that stuff in there right now, because I got stuff I got to do, but keep an eye on that space. Watch that space. So for me, my homework is going to be, for you, explaining what the Pyxis tag does, explaining what the Aridhonis tag does, talking a little bit about Trilliant, probably with them, because I don't know if they want to keep their machinations secret or not. Talking with the High Church about the Pyxis, or the Pyxis assassin. Yeah, somebody assassinated a House Pyxis member. They fell out of an airlock. It's fine. About the Serpent's assassin. And then, of course, if you have any questions for me about your own faction or anything like that, let me know. And then, yeah, the UPC and I, now UPC, I don't know if you're electing one last, like a memorial person, or if it's still going to be Ragnar. But Ragnar, reach out to me. And we will schedule like a sit down. Like I'll do a voice Q&A or a text Q&A or something where we can all work together to figure out what happens to the UPC. Does Serpents get to be a part of that conversation? That'll be the next phase. Basically, I need to talk to Crux, Serpents, and the High Church, and I have different information for all 3 of you. And also questions, because it's not all solidified for me. Okay, so Ragnar, hit me up sometime in the next week, and we will begin the process of saying goodnight to the Unified Peoples Collective, and going from there. Yeah, cool. All right, that's it. That's the faction turn. This is a good one. Lots of new stuff happening. We're definitely getting to a point where we're kind of turning over, and we've been waiting. Honestly, we've been waiting a year for the sector to get an emperor. So I'm really curious to see if that's going to happen. Thank you to everybody for submitting your orders and for being patient with me with my weird schedule. This month will not be quite so bad. This month I'm actually in town. So yeah. Cool. All right. Thank you for coming, everybody. And we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.